Patient. And we're off. Infinite Mystery starting off at Flashman.
CasualTom needing the screen to catch up to him just a little bit, but he's on his way.
Alright, fast forward ahead.
They're running at the same time, people. It's just the streams are a little bit desynced.
Where's the sink? Where's the sink?
In my bathroom, but that doesn't matter right now.
We have if we had a green backdrop, we would have a very vanilla-looking Flashman stage here.
But yeah, we got CasualTom going to Quickman stage, Infinite Mystery going to Flashman stage. As we keep mentioning, these are two of the more easier stages to go through, where you can get yourself an E-tank and items don't mean much in the early goings of the race. Of course.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think even just Infinite Mystery picking Flashman, I'm wondering if he's going towards the more well-rounded choice this time around, as he picked Metal Man first the last time.
It's a slight change of pace, but I don't think that really matters too much for Infinite. I think he's just gonna wind up choosing which stage feels comfortable for him, rather than doing what we veterans do that's quote-unquote traditional in terms of boss routing.
These bats are not being taken down by the P very easily. Not a very good first enemy. One-hit shots are always great, but when you start having to plug away 3, 4, 5, 6 shots and they're still not down.
Looks like Heatman is making a return visit to Flashman's room as he makes his second trip inside.
Yeah, it gets to hang out floating in midair. Seems like a very...
Infinite needs to be careful.
Ooh! Infinite Mystery taking a death.
Meanwhile, CasualTom being Quickman in his own room, so...
No items hidden there.
And randomized much. Anyway, we got CasualTom going to Bubbleman stage next, where we're dealing with a little bit of bird trauma. But it seems like CasualTom is taking care of the first portions pretty smoothly enough, as Infinite Mystery gets his revenge on Heatman.
And no item found there in Flashman stage. Choosing to go to Bubbleman next also. This should work out as we're syncing our runners here. Crystal blue waters for CasualTom.
One of the things to note about Bubbleman stage, you can actually predict what the colors of the water is. As you can see, notice on Infinite Mystery screen, you can see that there is a distinct difference in color in the below the platforms that Infinite Mysteries are walking in. That color is eventually going to be what the water is.
You know, I'm going to point that out from now on.
CasualTom trying to do the bubble zip and is successful. Meanwhile, I'm suspecting Infinite Mystery is probably going to just huff it and not go for the zip at all.
Oh, having to face those damnable bats again.
Birds making their return on the final leg of Bubbleman stage, while we find that the Blockies are one shot with the Buster. Pretty nifty, because the Blockies are actually one of the quirkier enemies to deal with if they have more than one hit to kill.
Yeah, plus you were talking about the tin can mans, that's what I call them. the stack of tin cans.
Infinite Mystery was threading the needle. He was pretty much just shaving on the particular spike drop before continuing on. Meanwhile, we got CasualTom doing the metal dance in Bubbleman's boss room and successfully gets the kill. About to see if we get an item here.
Did Metal Man even throw a metal blade? Ooh, Infinite Mystery.
Giving us a little scare.
Yeah, I almost thought he was going to take a death there.
But yeah, you're probably gonna see Metal Man throw his metal blades on the first jump, but he can be manipulated to the fact that he always be jumping and would never fire a blade. And this is why you kind of want to see Metal Man manipulated. The water physics really slow him down and allow him to spam blades, especially if he's a slow thrower like this.
I love the flashing spikes on the top, almost look like mines are about to blow. I was gonna say, now, because Metal Man's blades are slow, does not mean that the blades that you pick up would be slow, correct?
That is correct. The blades you get are randomized. There is a chance that that can happen, but because it's random, that's never a guarantee. You never know what blades you're gonna get.
God, you know, when we were talking about what's randomized before, I realized I didn't even mention the music or the storyboarding. I just went straight for the mechanics. But
Yeah,
all the aesthetics are also randomized.
Yeah, noting the comment in chat about Metal Man's conveyors. Yeah, Metal Man's AI normally is trying to reverse the conveyor belt since that's in its programming. Of course, with no conveyors to actually control. It has a strange effect on some stages, like in Bubble Man stage where you see the spikes flashing in and out, and in like an Airman stage where the background winds up turning to black. It's an interesting effect. Infinite Mystery going through the Force Beam section while we're about to see who's in what man's room, which we got Crash Man this time around.
I love having our resident commentator Creed sit here with me so that he can give you guys all this knowledge of Mega Man.
CasualTom decides to use air. Air is not that effective, but he just decides to keep it so he doesn't waste time doing more menuing than necessary.
Yoka hold, and he's rewarded with item 1.
So with item 1 in hand, we're gonna see what CasualTom decides to do with it.
Yeah, he's already jumping, going straight to Crash Man. So we're gonna find out here what kind of item 1 is here.
And we're probably gonna need that immediately.
Yeah, shrimp, so that you know what that means.
Yes, for those that aren't familiar with the randomizer, in Crash Man stage, the very first screen you see, odds are the enemies in that screen are eventually going to be the same exact enemies you're going to see in the moving platform section. And in this case, since we have seen shrimps, that can mean a lot of trouble upcoming, as CasualTom does decide to move on for going to Zip with a very slow item 1.
Very close, very fast disappearing item 1 as well. This is going to be very hard.
And this is why we want to try to skip this stage as much as possible. We got a shrimp blockade trying to climb up to the moving platform areas.
So what do we know what weapons item? So he doesn't have wood shield or flash stopper to try and circumnavigate this situation. CasualTom may have to take a death here, and a reset, or go back and try and attempt the item 1. Oh, he does find that the shrimp are weak against what is he shooting them with? Because the colors are randomized.
I want to say that's air, but that doesn't mean much if you're trading hits in the meantime, which still gives you the same result of falling down the screen. Infinite Mystery having his fill of seafood in Metal Man's room. Not having a fun time, I would say.
Seafood everywhere! Making good use of that pause buffering to get over that gap, and he does it beautifully.
Did you see how CasualTom was able to get by that first room? Or he makes it through 2 rooms already.
Well, thankfully, the second room only had 1 shrimp to bother him, but then, of course, now we also got the spring guys.
Oh,
but thankfully, he's up. He got it.
That was a properly timed air shooter shot. Fortunately, making good progress and got by one of the toughest situations that the randomizer can throw at it.
And while Infinite Mystery may take down the boss that we have here, Flashman, and it'll look like he's in the lead, CasualTom's taking down one of the longest levels also. So Infinite Mystery's still going to have to go through Crash Stage. But seemingly this is so far a good race. We're basically neck to neck, aren't we?
Yeah, this is relatively even. Infinite Mystery just dodging Flashman by the skin of his teeth. He could not have handled another body shot from Flash. So, of course, Infinite was able to take him out faster.
I love how, like, he has a tendency to win these boss battles by, like, the skin of his teeth, and you're kind of on the edge of your seat, like, oh my god, is he gonna die?
Got a little bit of Crashman cooperation. We got Crashman music in Infinite Stage, while CasualTom taking the slow route, doing the crash climbing Crashman stage.
I wonder if this is true for everyone watching, but do your eyes instantly go to CasualTom's screen thinking that that's what's going on?
Infinite trying to use the time stopper, but it's not a very good time stopper in this case. The time stopper we got for this attribute is one that, if you want to make a comparison, is kind of akin to the flash stopper in Mega Man 4, where you got an increment of time before it wants to drain a variable amount of energy. If it was like vanilla, where the time stopper was continuous, had a continuous energy drain, that would have been a rational decision. But of course, the randomizer says no about it.
CasualTom almost went through all of his, I think, what was he using? It was,
that looked like air.
Air. Yeah, he only had 2 slivers of air left. Oof.
The fantasy position going through the little tree house.
It's true, we still got heat to contend with and Airman for both our runners.
So right now we are pretty much even in terms of Robot Masters. This has become much tighter than the first race. But we have yet to see Airman stage, and we have yet to see Heatman stage, and those are by far the two most dangerous stages to deal with. And of course, Infinite Mystery has not seen Crash, where we got ourselves a shrimp barricade that probably gonna wind up hindering him a little bit. But he does have Flash, so it shouldn't be too bad.
We could call him the Kill Krill.
That works, I guess.
We'll keep it to shrimp.
So Infinite Mystery is about to take on Crash.
A very strange white and black palette for Crash here. It kind of almost bleeds into the back.
Those Siberian Bulls comment about the Draining Flash. I can tell you that it is not the Draining Flash. Infinite Mystery was using it to try to get by the dogs.
And CasualTom here testing the wall. And Infinite Mystery rewarded with item 1. He's got the 3 pain in the butt stages left.
And the Crash walls are weak to his vanilla weapon. The Crash bombs destroy the walls.
Now, here we're gonna have to see Infinite Mystery try and deal with these shrimp. And this is definitely a very difficult thing. Does he have Leaf Shield? Even though we know that Quick...
He really doesn't need Leaf Shield. He has Time Stopper, and it's the variant that does not drain. So he should have a decent time with the shrimp. But it looks like he's gonna try to use item 1 to get to the ladder at least. Some of that is a little too high.
The shrimp is concerning because, you know, I think that could definitely concern any runner right out the gate. But this item 1 is very uncooperative.
Yeah, it's very slow and doesn't last long at all. this is not a good item to try to zip with, especially in the area that Infinite was trying to zip at. CasualTom trying to do the same thing in Metal Stage, but this is not a good item one at all. He does wisely decides to keep going in Metal Stage.
So we're gonna not be seeing a lot of zips with this run. Oh, wonderfully makes use of Flash, knowing that these shrimp are gonna pop up.
And gets a lucky item drop, a weapon drop to fill his item 1 up, but he doesn't use it immediately. And wisely returns back to the time stopper just to make sure that nothing blocks his way.
Now I noticed the shrimp just decides to leave. He kind of just goes through the bottom screen and just poops out of existence. Does he go to a different, like...
Well,
I'm curious about the collider, how collisions were done in this particular case. That there's no bottom collider? Is that how the zips are able to work to begin with?
yeah, as mentioned before, and I'm gonna try to do it, try to explain it as best I can. It seems like the items, particularly items 1 and 3, tried to check for ceiling collisions for the item, but not for Mega Man. So if the item 1 is able to continue onto the ceiling and Mega Man is able to go through, that lets Mega Man go through the ceiling where you're able to actually try to zip, because what ends up happening is that the ceiling is trying to push Mega Man out, and it just tries to push him out to the nearest exit, and that's why we get this zipping scenario. Try to explain it as best as I can.
No, that works.
Well, we got CasualTom dealing with our seafood platter in Metal Man stage, plus a couple of tin cans to boot. Guess we can call this canned seafood.
Canned seafood. The chicken of the sea.
Infinite Mystery closing in on Crash Room. Decides to take the E-Tank wise choice, and CasualTom decides to, well, not decides, he's definitely about to fight Flashman.
Flashman on the conveyor belt. And if I remember correctly, this was a bit of an annoying Flashman, wasn't he?
Well, he's not that annoying of a Flash. It's more the conveyors that's making this a little harder than it needs to be.
Yeah, I felt like he was stopping and shooting every second the last time with Infinite Mystery. That's weird sound effect, sounded like he was getting help.
Quick boomerangs being a soft weakness, making quick work of Woodman. Meanwhile, CasualTom is the first to go to Airman stage, while Infinite is the first to go to Heatman. So we gotta get some new information.
A divergence. We get to pay attention to two at once. The last two Robot Masters, items hidden behind both stages. So only item 1 to actually navigate.
Yeah, this is a little bit interesting. Oh boy.
Ooh, the Fanish Inquisition. And he's got it in the raw, too. This is gonna be a very difficult Heatman stage.
We have officially reached hot air levels of Heatman stage. We got air chickens. We got chickens in air, but they're on one shot. So CasualTom might have an easier draw in comparison to Infinite, but these chickens are rather tricky. If CasualTom does not manage the platforming well, he can fall very easily.
And Infinite actually getting through both the birds and the Fanish Inquisition in this first section of Heat. You can only imagine what we have in the second section of Heat.
Well, we can say this was a much more manageable Heatman stage than his first seed. So Infinite Mystery definitely improving.
I told you, he just needed a little warm-up. Now he'd give us the Run-a-Phone money.
CasualTom facing Bubbleman in Airman's room. It might seem like...
Nice.
Oh, about to say, I thought we had a chaser.
CasualTom... Oh, finding a weakness with wood. Nice.
That looked like it was a soft weakness, but a soft weakness is still an effective weakness. It finds item 2 for his trouble, so that actually benefits Tom for Heatman stage and makes Infinite Mystery's gamble for Heat not worth it, because Infinite Mystery is now going to have to be forced to do the Yoku blocks, while CasualTom can just skip it with the item 2. A really bad break for Infinite.
Well, finding out the walls are neither weak to metal or the Buster shot.
Well, we already know, thanks to CasualTom, that the walls are weak to crash.
CasualTom taking that damage boost. Very smart maneuver. If you guys didn't realize, sometimes getting hit is a maneuver. And Infinite Mystery, yeah, having to have to take these Yoku blocks. Ooh. And taking a fall.
Yeah, if you're so used to skipping them with item 2 and you don't have item 2 by the time you get here with the randomizer, this is pretty much a test of knowing how to use the Yoku blocks. So if you're not familiar, you're kind of in trouble.
Smart move to keep that item 1 up.
Infinite being very cautious, making sure that he makes every jump. If he misses this could be a significant time loss.
Oh!
Infinite just not
Right there, right at the end. And CasualTom finding Crash as a weakness for the wall here. File that away for later on.
So
I
now
noticed... Oh, go ahead.
Go on.
Nothing. I wasn't gonna. I was gonna talk about something in Wily's stage, but we can wait till we get there.
But yeah, I was gonna say at this point, CasualTom definitely now has a much more definitive lead now, with Infinite Mystery's death at the Yoku blocks and CasualTom utilize the item 2, which he just did to skip the Yoku blocks. So right now, CasualTom is on the driver's seat to pretty much sweep Infinite Mystery, but as you were trying to say, we still got the Wily stages to deal with, and anything can happen in those stages.
Especially with a randomizer.
Meanwhile, we've seen Air and Heatman stage. Pretty being defensive. Anyway, starting with the Metal Blaze. Metal Blaze weren't working with Quick Boomerang much better. And there's our item 3 that was locked away. Oh. There we go, Infinite.
Yeah! As we get to Wily 1 here on CasualTom's screen, we usually play this little quirky game where we like to name or discuss what kind of wonderful Bob Ross colors we will have for our dragon here, as well as a definitive weakness.
So, chat, get your guesses in while I'm gonna start with my guess. So, let's see. Let's honor Proto Man this seed. We're gonna go for a red dragon. And we're gonna go with, let's see. Let's make it easy. Let's do metal weakness.
Ooh, red dragon metal weakness. So you're saying that the dragon's gonna be a bit of a pansy.
More or less.
More or less. Alright, I am going to go for a green, blue, and yellow dragon. And I'm going to say the weakness will be... I'm going to say the weakness is going to be difficult. I'm going to go maybe Crash. I think it's going to be one of the last things people check.
So Infinite Mystery is... Oh, he missed time to jump.
Ooh.
I was about to say he was cautiously going through airman stage. Of course, with birds overhead, it's only natural to be cautious, but he just mispositioned and misjudged his jump.
Yeah, and especially with the chickens, that'll be coming up very soon.
Well, at least the cooks are one shot, so he shouldn't have too much trouble in the second half. Keyword should.
CasualTom making smart use of that wood shield. Now, I was gonna say the wood shield is not inverted this time around, correct?
At least vertically. I did not see the horizontal orientation for the leaf shield.
Alright, here it comes. Here it comes. Blue and red. I guess
Well,
that...
at least we got the red joints.
we got the red joints. I got one color. Well, it's all about the weakness.
Well, we know
Ooh.
that Mega Man is weak to dragon kisses.
I was going to say, didn't he have full life? Was that a phantom hitbox? Or...
Nah, the Mecha Dragon is capable of getting close to some of the platforms that Mega Man touched, so I really don't think that's a phantom hitbox. That was just the Mecha Dragon getting way too close and Tom not adjusting.
Okay. Infinite Mystery having to have to deal with the onslaught of chickens. The eternally spawning chickens. Thankfully, one hit shot with the pea shooter, otherwise this could have been a much more difficult run.
Yeah, Infinite's making quite a bit of headway, slow and steady, as he's about to go into the Airman boss room where he's gonna face his Bubble Man fight.
And back to CasualTom, gives round 2, Vengeance on the Dragon. Still hasn't found the weakness for the dragon though, huh?
So for right now, considering their positions, they are still decently close to each other, at least a stage behind each other, and with CasualTom still dealing with the Wily stages, this is still quite a bit of match to go.
Alright, not air, not wood. Testing Bubble now. Bubble being a weakness.
Use the bathroom on him!
And that brings CasualTom going over to Wily 2 as Infinite Mystery comes over in Wily 1. Still plenty of opportunities for Infinite Mystery to catch up depending on what these stages have in store for us.
Naturally, CasualTom probably gonna take the chance to refill the energy of 2.
No risk this time. Make sure that item 2 is full. And he doesn't need to test the walls here, so he's just gonna go straight down, get these little pickups to refill some of his item 2.
So I guess the only major concern as far as this stage goes is wondering what's going to be at the corridor before Pico, and of course Pico themselves.
Pico Pico, the living wall.
Decided to make use of Leaf Shield for the narrow corridor is pretty smart choice, pretty much just ripping through the entire area.
It's funny, somebody had said all chickens were harmed in the making of this game, which reminds me of something concerning just Mega Man in general and why all the characters were chosen to be robots and made obviously robots. The story is integrated that every single thing that you're fighting and killing is a robot. So that the only thing being harmed in the feature of this wonderful game is just mechanical robots.
CasualTom trying to see if Leaf Shield was a godsend like it was in the last race. Not this time. Looks like we got 2-hit Metal
Metal
Blaze.
and very good metal too. It seems to be pretty fast.
Yeah, Metal Blaze taking 2 Metal Blaze per weapon energy, so the strength of the Metal Blaze are properly increased to balance it out.
Now,
Meanwhile,
here's a question. Is the direction of the metal blades randomized, like with their speed?
Yes, the speed and the diagonal directions are randomized.
Ah, I just noticed that right now.
Infinite Mystery, trying Buster. Buster ain't doing crap.
There we go. Here's some old school music for you. As we listen to the wonderful tunes of Woodman.
Oh, Infinite Mystery making the fight too harrowing than it needed to be. Taking a fireball shot from the dragon and falling down to his death. But he did find Bubbles to be the weakness, as did CasualTom when he fought. So he does at least have a means to fight the Mega Dragon when he returns.
But that also gives CasualTom a little bit of cushion now for his death during the dragon his first time around. Going through some orange Fanta. Gonna come out with a sticky suit.
Yeah, very simple Wily 3 this time. No major enemies blocking the path.
So, what do you think? You think Guts is going to be weak to Buster, or you think it's going to end up being hunting season?
I plead the 5th.
We plead the 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? 5th?
Well, Tom's gonna decide to check weapons first before checking anything else.
Now here, the Tink is also randomized, but not. But it's still like part of letting you know that the weapon was ineffective. But some of the weapons can also be Tink, right?
Yes, the sound effects can still have a Tink sound, but in the end, it still acts as an indicator of a weapon not working. But Bubble still works. It works for the Guts tank, and Infinite Mystery taking another crack with the Bubbles on the Mecha Dragon. Almost taking a fall. The iframes making it a little bit harrowing. It was hard to see, but Infinite Mystery does survive and makes his way to Wily 2 as CasualTom begins his ascent to Wily 4.
So here we are at the great equalizing, educating, demoralizing scene. And CasualTom falling through 2 platforms, apparently layered right on top of each other.
Yep, that's the new one. That's the caveat of Wily 4. This screen and the next, their fake platforms are randomized. So CasualTom falling victim to at least the one in the previous screen. He's definitely gonna skip this one though. I don't remember if Infinite. Well, looks like he is gonna take the chance to dig to see what the walls are, and he will guess correctly in that crash bombs are the weakness. So now he has information for Booby. Opts to skip the E-Tank though. Don't know his E-Tank situation, so I'm not sure if that was a wise idea.
I think he has all 4 E-Tanks.
Yes, he does. That's confirmed. Been paying attention to Infinite, not sure about the enemy situation in CasualTom's case for these moving platforms. About to see what happens in this final screen. And it's pretty barren.
Two runs back to back with absolutely little to nothing in these rooms. And that's what makes it a great educator, because you constantly are thinking that this might be where changes occur, but yeah, for the most part, been dealing with a lot of ease through Wily 4, which usually is the more difficult of the stages, or the most difficult of the Wily stages.
If the mystery decided to check for weapons. We know that from CasualTom's side that metal was, but there are 2 more weaknesses that the Pico Toasters have.
Pico Toasters, not wood.
The bubble is one of our other weaknesses. So there is a third, but we probably will not know what it is. Because if it's probably going to be sticking with bubbles. Wait, that means at least for the first 3 Wily bosses, the first 3 Wily bosses have all been weak to bubbles.
Interesting, I was going to just point that out too.
So we got CasualTom about to do the Boo Beam hunt for weakness. We already know that the walls are weak to crash, which means the Boo Beam turrets will not. So he's gonna have to find a different weakness for the turrets.
Yeah, he's out of bubble now. And took 2 E-tanks for this fight so far. 3.
Well, the great hunt for the Boo Beam weakness is beginning. And it was Leaf Shield the entire time. Which means he probably didn't even need to destroy any walls. Leaf Shield is one of those weaknesses that you can actually sneak through and destroy the turrets without destroying a single wall. Just like Metal Blaze, and on some occasions, Air Shooter.
And Infinite Mystery going through Wily 3 now, hitting the sewers, as CasualTom enters his refights. Now, I would say, like, a decent amount of the bosses, we didn't really have, like, a lazy crash or a slow quick or any of the normal quirky ones. Oh, Infinite Mystery taking a death on the spikes here.
Mispositioning his jump, trying to carefully navigate down to the start of the spike fall, but wound up getting caught up right at a corner pixel. CasualTom finding Metal Blaze as the soft weakness for Flash as he's on his way to his 3rd Robot Master. Infinite Mystery trying to recover from that nasty death right before the actual spike drop.
Metal not weak enough for Tom's enjoyment. Going for quick instead, which makes quick work of air.
Infinite Mystery on his way to the Gus tank. I want to say he might have taken the time to refill his bubble. Gonna probably check the menu to see that. But we already know that bubble's a weakness for the Gus tank. There is another weakness available. But looks like he's gonna wind up farming for energy.
Maybe for the just in case, yeah, to take some bubble. It's almost like he knew it potentially could be bubble.
Got a question in chat about the song name. If I can remember correctly, it's actually it's a Japanese-only game for the Super Famicom called The Great Battle 5. And the stage is based on the mountain ranges in that stage.
Great, how do you know this?
What? I paid attention to a lot of ROM hacks. Yeah, this was ripped from the Rockman 2 ROM hack Deus Ex Machina, and it was used for a couple of the Wily stages.
It's very appropriate, I would say, for Mega Man. I could easily picture this song being a Mega Man song. Even the Red Wing song, the few times I hear it for Wily, I always found that very amusing, because it seems appropriate. CasualTom going back to what he knew worked best against Metal, just shoot him.
And Infinite Mystery finding bubbles yet again, which makes his farming for life and weapon energy all the more beneficial.
Ooh, thankfully he didn't need to use because he's only got what, 1 or 2 E-tanks left, right?
Yeah,
Infinite
I know
Mystery
he has at least the one. I don't know if he used it yet, but meanwhile, we got ourselves a Burst the Week machine. So CasualTom should have no problem with the wallet machine, and he has more than enough E-tanks to tank through it if necessary.
Beautiful.
Deciding to refill some of his weapon energy, which is, we don't know what that singular weakness for the alien is, as CasualTom is about to go to Wally 6 and about to walk through what we like to call Victory Road, as he's about to fight the alien in a few moments. Commentator timing. How does
going
it look?
going for those refills, smart move. I'm sure the only thing that the runners know about each other is that neither one of them have won yet. That's all they know.
Well, considering their positions, they're not that far away from each other, but of course CasualTom is just about a few screens away from finishing the game, while Infinite Mystery still needs to do the second half of Wally 4 and the rest of the game.
Yeah, and the Robot Masters.
So let's see. What is going to be the weakness for the alien this seed?
Maybe. Oh, look at that! We got Periwinkle and Lavender.
Well, we know the second page gamble was a bust, so he's about to dig through the front page.
I was about to say, I was thinking, wouldn't it be funny if it was Bubble?
Nope, not vanilla this time.
Not vanilla this time. Everything else was Bubble, just not Wily.
And it's Charge Heat, but Charge Heat does do a lot of damage this time around, so it's still a credit weakness because it's Charge Heat, but it still got the job done as CasualTom finishes in first place and wins the match between Infinite and himself with an official SRL time of 41 minutes and 55 seconds. GG to CasualTom.
GG's to CasualTom. Congrats to our winner. And outside his bout with Squidman, he's got a good opportunity of just already having the next spot in the upcoming bracket. We've still got a lot of games left over from Group E, though.
Yeah, I can almost say that CasualTom might have guaranteed his shot to advance to the final bracket stages. So, GG's CasualTom for keeping pace and doing what needs to be done to finish his race and finish at first. Hopefully we can try to get Tom in for an interview.
As we continue watching Infinite Mystery here as he finishes up his Wily 4 bout.
Didn't notice that the straightaway to Booby had all these modes and they look like they were Buster immune the entire time. Not a fun straightaway to end the stage with. But
No,
Infinite Mystery,
not.
yeah, Infinite Mystery still managed to get through the area fine.
Now let's see if he jumps over to Wood and checks first.
He was on Leaf Shield for a moment.
Oh, he only checked the wall.
So Infinite might be taking a little bit of time before he realizes that Leaf Shield was the booby turret weakness, and probably could have made that a little faster. But I think Infinite's mindset is make sure the walls are gone first before actually finding the actual turret weakness, which is not a bad thing. Make sure that everything is safe and sound before he's able to do whatever he needs to do and complete the stage.
And we have CasualTom with us here.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Hi, CasualTom. GG, congrats. I think you also had a new PB in the first race. Did you not?
Yeah, actually.
Congratulations on that, too.
Oh, thanks so much, because somehow I pulled off 4 zips in a single race, and 3 of those zips I learned like 2 days ago. So, it was pretty good.
So, how are you feeling? How's your experience with the tournament now that you won? You're on your 2-0 winning right now on Group E.
Yeah, so kind of surprised actually, but feels great. Of course, I can't forget this time to thank Charlie Boy, Prodigy, and Kame Senden all for like helping me out learn zips kind of recently. So that really paid off. I'm getting them more consistently now, changing the game for me. So better.
A different way of playing Mega Man than you remember or used to.
Yeah, you know, that's a different way every time. To me, that's more interesting. I love surprises.
So, Tom, tell me your experience. Tell me what your opinion of these Cs were this match around.
Yeah, you know, the first one seemed like it was going really well until I ran out of item 2, and I had a feeling that was going to happen, and I tried to jump, but I guess I just wasn't quite early enough. I was trying to get that first ladder. Luckily, I was able to farm pretty quickly, and that's pretty much the worst thing I can remember that happened to me in that seed. I don't remember if that was the first or second seed that had way too many of those little things in the ground that shoot the little wiggly worms up at you. It seemed like there was a lot of those.
The squirms and squirm makers.
Yeah. Oh, well, we gotta talk about the shrimp, because I'm an idiot. I said 2 days ago I would never do Crash Man until last, and for some reason I thought, well, I got item 1, so what can go wrong? As soon as I selected, I was like, oh, right, that's not even what I needed last time.
You did a very effective job navigating those shrimps through the elevator rooms. We were thinking the same thing once we saw that item 1 and we saw what it wasn't doing.
Oh yeah, I couldn't even believe I was able to get through that. I was so close to giving. I was like, I'm an idiot for continuing, but after a while I noticed they're kind of doing a different pattern. Sometimes they're close. So if I had the right kind of weapon and they were weak to it, probably kill it like just in time. Somehow I was able to pull it off a couple. I really can't believe it. I thought I was gonna have to.
No, that was precision quick timing on your behalf, especially I think Creed pointed out you used the quick boomerang in order to take down that shrimp before it hit you and knocked you off the ladder.
Nah, that was actually air shooter that he used to destroy him.
Yeah, I think it was. I'm sure I tried both, but I believe it was. I know I was getting a lot of use out of that air shooter in this seed. So that was a fun one. I think probably the most fun I had tonight was using all those item 1s over those chickens in Airman stage. That was helping me get through that pretty quickly.
Yeah, the second half of Airman stage, and I think it was this seed that had them. Yeah, a lot of aerial poultry that tried to just get in your way.
Yeah, you and Infinite Mystery were kind of on the same page, but he went heat, you went air, and then at that particular point, you were dealing with the chickens while he was dealing with the Spanish Inquisition, and you got item 2 to do your Heat Man with, and he had to do the Yoku blocks.
Yeah, I wasn't able to do the zip. I didn't have item 3, but I had everything else, so like, well, at least I don't have to do Yoku blocks this time. I'm pretty comfortable with them though. I like to practice that zip because it's new for me. Oh well, didn't get lucky enough that.
So with this victory, you are now you're currently undefeated in Group E. Tell me, how does that make you feel?
Well, it still it's great, but at the same time, I mean, I know that it's going to be pretty one-sided when I go up against Squidman later, because I've raced him before, and I've improved a lot, but I'm not at Squidman level, so I'm just best I can hope for. Put on a good show, maybe try and improve, learn some new stuff between now and then if I get the time. Someone's supposed to race him this Sunday. I don't know if it's going to be me, Infinite Mystery, or Handsome Jackass. I told them that one of them could take it, because I already too, if someone wants to get their second race. So we'll see. It could be any of us, though. Like, I'm kind of open.
Well, Creed, we have a race with you upcoming tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time against Stuffin' Thing.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting match. Actually, Stuffin and I have raced last year in the tournament in the final bracket phase. It was a pretty close match between the both of us, even though I wound up winning that match. But this upcoming match, there's really no telling how it is, because I think Stuff could agree that our skill levels are actually pretty similar to each other. So I'm expecting a close race between us upcoming tomorrow evening.
Good luck to both of you.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know, Casual Tom. So you said you've raced against Squidman before. Apparently, he's a new level. Squidman, I'm sure, will be happy to be a certain tier bracket there for you.
Well, I could put it this way. I did weekly randos with these guys a couple times, and, you know, all great people. I love this group. I love this community. Everyone's been terrific. Really happy to be here. I met probably several people that one night, and he's just one of the people I just remember because of how quickly he finished. He made an impression on me pretty early on. And I see that kind of like a meme. People joke about it, and it's all good humor. I've acquainted myself with him in some Twitch chats too. He's a good guy. I wish him the best. I just, you know, I'll try and push myself. So, should be fun. Looking forward to that.
And if you guys who are watching haven't, Casual Tom, do you stream? Do you race on the side?
Well, as my name implies, I kind of just sort of do my own thing. I do streaming somewhat irregularly, maybe like, you know, a few times a week if I'm lucky. Sometimes just like an hour or two at a time, usually around the same time. And a lot of what I stream, I'll do a lot of ROM hack, Mega Man ROM hacks. I'll do some Final Fantasy ROM hack, and even like Mario 3, I did that hack. 3 mix, I did that recently. So I like ROM hacks. You know, I just like a new experience, sharing with the audience. I always encourage people to come hang out in the chat. Keeps me company. That's sort of mostly what I do. And when I get the itch, I'll maybe do some speedruns, usually like meme categories like Buster Only. I don't really do any percent categories.
Wouldn't I appreciate you calling Buster Only a meme category?
That's probably the furthest thing from a meme category that I do, but like I don't do any percent categories yet. I've flirted with the idea. I did try 3 any percent sort of recently. Realized it was kind of a bit more learning than I thought that I needed. I got like a 42 something. So I kind of put off a little bit. Just got some other things I kind of felt like doing instead. When I get the itch, I might go back to that, or maybe 5 any percent, because I really want to learn those super arrows. Fun game and totally different game once using.
Well, to our viewers who want to watch a casual stream casually once in a blue moon, by all means, follow Casual Tom.
Thanks for the plug.
Not to ignore Infinite Mystery's progress after beating Boo Beam, he's still moving at a pretty solid pace, going through the refights. I believe he's on his
wondering if he should have taken that E-Tank and decided not to, which is probably a smart move because he's gonna probably need that E. No, wait, we have a Buster Weak Wily machine, don't we?
Yes, we do, but it all depends on how Infinite Mystery decides to go up against the Wily machine. He still might like take the chance to get the items that might trade damage in order to get the weapon items. So it's going to depend on what Infinite Mystery decides to do. But regardless, he does still have that insurance policy of that E-Tank just in case things go south.
Good to have at least one then. He'll probably be fine. I mean, once he's made it past the Boo Beams, I mean, I don't know, an easy mode, you can find some of the bosses are weak. I'm sure he'll be alright.
Yeah, he's on his final Robot Master right now in Woodman, who is pretty Buster susceptible, so this shouldn't take too long. And he's on his way to the Wily machine. So this shouldn't take much longer for Infinite Mystery to finish out the rest of the seed.
Let's see how quickly he guesses Alien Wily's weakness, though. That was a very fun one.
Yeah, charged heat is not the kind of weakness that you want to find. Because I guarantee you that most races, especially if it's charged heat...
Ooh, changing from the P to quick. I'm wondering if Infinite Mystery is under the impression that it won't be P if the first phase is P. I keep calling it P. Buster. So that goes old school.
It was definitely P back in the...
I know, that's my fault. I can't stop with my old school terminology of nostalgia.
Well, you're retro queen game, of course. How couldn't you? Just like I'm casual.
I gotta go old school retro style here. They're P's. Those are the can tank guys, and
Well, anyway, we find Bubble yet again being a weakness for Wily Boss, as the second phase was weak to Bubble. Bubble seemed to be the MVP weakness of this seed, I think.
Yeah, apparently it seemed to have been pretty effective against all of the Wily stages minus Wily.
Oh, really? Was Pico Pico weak to Bubble? I don't know if I used that one.
I don't know if you. I don't think you tried. I think you stuck with Metal. Was it
Right.
Metal?
At
Was the
first, I
second
think.
weakness?
I think I finished him off with Leaf Shield, maybe, if that was the seed.
Leaf Shield was the first one.
Dope. Okay.
The first seed.
Man, I swear,
Yeah.
if someone asked me tomorrow about like the first seed or the second seed, I'm not gonna know what to tell them.
That just means you've been playing a lot of seeds.
Too many seeds.
Too many seeds.
Best of Seeds 3.
Infinite Mystery making his way to the alien. We're gonna see how quickly he finds charged heat. I suspect that it's not gonna be that fast at all, but what do I know?
Who wants to try that first? Take some damage while you charge it and firing else.
No, he tries it second.
Ooh.
But he
Gotta
doesn't charge it fully, so he's
Ooh.
under the impression that heat doesn't work.
Be
It
here for a minute.
it stands to know that heat, when the weapon attribute is charging, that the weapon attributes between the initial charge, the intermediate charge, and the full charge are all different values. The single small charge for heat is always equivalent to Buster, while the full charge heat is its own value, and intermediate charge, which is rare. Honestly, we really don't know the value of the intermediate charge because we only focus on the initial burst and the full charge. So the intermediate charge is a mystery.
Yeah, he's now he's charging it full. Now he can only miss like one shot, I would say.
Well, at least
He
he's
Oh,
real.
no.
messes up. He accidentally shot a small shot after hitting a charged shot.
Ooh. He's gonna have to refill that heat because full charged heat actually takes what, 8 ticks?
No, the full charge heat actually takes a random amount. It looks like in this case it does take 3 units of energy.
For a full charged heat, it looked like it was more than that.
No, whenever it's full charge, the randomizer only allows it to go between a value of 1 or 3 for charge heat.
Well, it goes to show you that having to have to cycle through the weapons twice, and he's wondering whether or not he has enough heat. There is no refill tank for him to pick up, so I don't think he can miss a single shot.
Infinite needs to be really, really careful about how he begins to recharge his charge heat. Because what was happening is after he fired the charge heat, he accidentally released a smaller charge heat. And since the smaller charge heat has a different damage value, because that's not a weakness, whatever is not a weakness refills the alien's health. So Infinite needs to be very, very careful about how he fires
Ooh.
his charge.
It refills his health? I didn't even know that.
Yep. I think that's why he wasn't positive whether or not charged heat did anything.
And he ends up doing it again.
That was a good run for Infinite Mystery, but I don't think he can, he has no refill tanks, right?
Yeah, he's pretty much dead in the water now.
And he can't charge that. If he shoots Wily, Wily gets full health again.
And Infinite Mystery takes a game over for his troubles. But this is Infinite Mystery.
We should let him. He's going. He's got it this time.
Sure.
Oh, Infinite's definitely gonna finish. That's the kind of guy he is.
I admire that.
But he really, really needs to be careful when he tries to charge his heat again and not accidentally fire a small shot on accident. That's the only thing that's really keeping Infinite Mystery up.
Gotta
He
be
needs
patient.
That innate Contra finger having to have to button mash.
So Infinite Mystery is gonna try again. He's still not sure about the weakness because of what's been happening with Charge Heat.
So we have a question in the chat that says, I've seen a Heatman recharge health off a non-weakness before. That's a peculiarity of Heatman specifically, right?
Well, I'll try to answer that later. But for right now, we actually do have Infinite Mystery finishing with an official SRL time of 59 minutes and 59 minutes. Just barely getting under the hour. GG's to Infinite Mystery, but in the end, he still loses to CasualTom 2-0. But props to Infinite Mystery for keeping up and keeping pace. He was actually strive for CasualTom for quite a bit until the final stages happened.
And Infinite Mystery also has two bouts coming up against Handsome Jack Man also. So this is not the end that we'll see of Infinite Mystery. I love how we can say that during the really sad music of the Mega Man outro.
But anyway, we got word from Infinite Mystery that is late where he is right now, so he is declining the interview. But still, GG's to Infinite Mystery for finishing. And
yes,
like
GG's.
we said, we will be seeing him yet again because, as Retro said, he still has 2 more matches to go through. So it's not over by a long shot. We still got matches in Group E, not to mention matches upcoming.
Yes, coincidentally, not coincidentally, Friday, July 19th at 10 p.m., we will have a match between Stuffin' Things and our commentator, LV Creed. And on Monday, July 22nd at 10:30 p.m., we will have a match between Siberian Bull and Vin. These are all Eastern Standard Times, so if you have been interested in Mega Man, don't forget to follow SpeedGaming. And as always, we'd love to see you there.
So before we close out for the night, you got any final words or shout-outs, Tom, before we do our final farewells?
Yeah, shout outs to all the runners, shout out to all those in the chat, shout out to all those in my chat as well, and shout outs to the community. Thanks a lot for watching, thanks for having me, and I'll see you again soon.
Alright, so I guess that should finish things up. So keep in mind of the races that are coming up that Retro just mentioned, and there will be more races scheduled as the tournament continues. Shout outs to Speed Gaming for continuing to host us. Shout outs to SRL for keeping tabs on us on the racing channel. Shout outs to Duckfist for creating the randomizer, Charlie Boy being the tournament director. Shout out to Prodigy, who's our tracker for this evening. Really a thankless job, so we gotta thank them more often. And of course,
Prodigy.
shout outs to my co-commentator Retro Cream Gamer.
And most importantly, shout outs to Creed.
Shout outs to both of you.
Thank you. And shout outs to our runners, Casual Gamer and Infinite Mystery. Oh,
Casual what?
Tom. Sorry,
Yeah.
it was because I said that earlier. It was still stuck in my head.
It's all good up in here.
Yeah. And we'll see more from both of you.
And yeah, that should be it for us. So everyone have a good night. Check out Speed Game for more Mega Man 2 Randomizer tournament action, and we will see you sometime soon. Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good night. Toodles.